Alrighty, so this is the volume portion of the data collection for this lab. And so let me explain how we're going to do this. I've got a beaker of water that I've put some blue food coloring in it, just so it shows up a little bit better in the graduated cylinder, okay? And I've taken that blue water and I've put in to the graduated cylinder exactly, right there, 70 milliliters of that blue water. It looks green because there's a yellow background, but anyway, 70 milliliters of water. That's how all of these are going to start, at 70, okay? Unless something goes wrong, and I'll let you know, but assume they're starting at 70. So if I were to take in the acrylic and I put this in here, and then it goes up to 75, you have to do the math, subtract, right? To get the volume of this, then if it was 70, went up to 75, then the volume of this is the 5 milliliters. That's the data that you would record. Don't put 70, don't put 75. You want the difference. We want to see how much the water level has risen, and that would be the volume of the object that we're putting in, okay? So what I'm going to do is, for this one, because I've already explained it, I'm going to plop this in, show you what that is, and then you, of course, do the math and record that data. Then I'll probably pause this video, reset everything for the next sample, okay? I won't record me just resetting things up, otherwise this will be long, okay? So just again, assume that I'm starting at 70, and then I will show you what the volume of the of each sample is, okay? That is the plan. So here we go again, I'm at 70. This is the acrylic, okay, the little piece of plastic. I'm going to try to gently slide it in so that it doesn't splash the water out, okay? And then let me turn that, whoops, wrong way. Turn that, and then there's the camera right there. Okay, so I'm showing this to you. To me, it was at 70, and now it looks like it's at like 77. Okay, 77. But I'm not going to say the numbers anymore after this sample. All right, I'm gonna hold it up clearly enough so that you can see it, and then you've got to do the math and spot it correctly, and then do the math to get the right volume, okay? So again, this was at 70, now we're up to what I would call it 77, so then the volume of this is 7 milliliters, okay? Record that one, let me pause this, and I'll just run through the rest real quick here. Okay, second sample, this is the chalcocite, okay? So again, gotta gently lower that in. We're at 70, and now let me see if I get a good view of it, okay? So hold it right about there, okay? So we were at 70, and you can see where we're at now, all right? So there's the chalcocite. Third one on our list is the piece of clay, okay? And for all of these, it is the same exact piece that I used when I measured the mass. So otherwise that would throw things off a bit. So lower that in. All right, like always, we were at 70, and there you can kind of see where we're at. Hold up a little bit more. Okay, so measure that volume. Make sure you subtract the difference and record that for the clay sample. Alrighty, next up is the cork, actually. Okay, and this one's going to be a little bit tricky because obviously the cork will float. So if I put it in, and let's say it's sticking up above the water line by about half, then the volume that I'm getting is only the volume of the cork that's below the water level. So I've got to figure out a way to get this fully submerged. So this will be a little bit tricky. I'm going to put the cork in. All right, so again, like I said, it doesn't fully go down. So now, let me get a good view here. I'm going to take this and push it down further, maybe. I can. Right about there. Okay, so, okay, I know it's maybe not the best view, but again, I've started at 70, and you should be able to kind of tell where the water level is at. Okay, do your best, spot it out, and record that number. Okay, that was for the cork. Next up, iron. Very heavy, so I definitely want to ease this in. Oh, I lost a little bit. We're going to say that drop or two is negligible, okay? So hopefully that won't matter that much. Kind of got away from me. So again, as always, we start at 70, and there's where we're at. Okay? There you go. That was for the iron. Okay, next up is magnetite. So here we go. I'll do this better. All right, it's a relatively small sample, so that should get you there. Starting at 70. All right, trying to keep that straight. There you go. Okay, so magnetite. Alrighty, 3 more. The next one is the dowel, little piece of dowel wood, wooden dowel. Same problem we had with the cork, and that it's obviously going to float. So let me see if I can get this pressed down and in your view. Am I there? Right about there. Turn that way. There you go. I feel like that's pretty good. Okay, hopefully you can spot that. There you go, pine wood. 2 more to go. Okay, next up is the piece of rubber, which, as I was practicing before this, it just barely fits in there. All right, and look at that, it sank all the way to the bottom there. Okay, so where are we at? There's our line, kind of like that. All right, do your best with that. Starting at 70, and there we are. Okay, 1 more to go. And finally, last one, this is sphalerite. And this one is pretty heavy. There it goes. Knock the bubbles out. Alright. There you go. There's 70. You kind of see where we're at there. Okay? Right about there. There you go. Okay, so that was the last sample. Again, we started at 70 for each sample, and then I showed you what the water level went up to for each sample. Do not record either of those numbers. You've got to subtract, right? Take the big one, subtract the small one. The difference in those 2 volumes, that's the actual volume of the sample, okay? And that's what you want to record for your data. All right, there you go, volume. Good luck.